sight in Nigeria. A lesbian couple, out, proud, and in public. But they're taking a big risk. Same-sex marriages and civil unions are illegal in Nigeria, punishable by up to 14 years in prison.
On 7th January 2014, Jonathan signed the anti-gay law, the law that bans any gay activity in Nigeria.
Any Western nation that so feel that they don't like us passing this bill, that becomes a business.
This practice has no place in our culture, it has no place in our religion, it has no place anywhere in Nigeria.
To me, the 14 years is very, very mild. I will even advocate a life jail. Or such people should even be tried for murder because they want to bring to an end the existence of humanity.
Although it was welcomed by many in Nigeria, but the United States would not take it anymore.
Today I want to speak directly to you, the people of Nigeria. Nigeria is a great nation, and you can be proud of the progress you've made. Together you've won your independence, emerged from military rule, and strengthened democratic institutions. Now you have a historic opportunity to help write the next chapter of Nigeria's progress by voting in the upcoming elections.
That was Obama telling Nigerians how to vote. Obama made this statement in 2014, even when he knew that Jonathan was going for a second term, but he had already written Jonathan off and advised Nigerians to write the next chapter, meaning that Jonathan's chapter was over.
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming. It's not as if I couldn't have won the election even with that.
From this moment on, things began to change badly for Jonathan. Just a month after the anti-gay law, the Chibok girls were kidnapped. Whether the Chibok girls kidnapped was a political thing or not, the result was that Jonathan went from this to this and this. It was becoming a hell for him, and this was the moment that America was waiting for. The time to crucify Jonathan, the time to tell the world that he is weak.
Immediately the Chibok issue came up, we expect Nigerians to be concerned. How do we get these girls out? Within a couple of days, we saw people going to the US. We bring back our girls' placards. How? Why? And of course, the Mrs. Obama received one of those placards.
Remember, a group of people had already formed a coalition, which they called APC. Their only plan was to remove Jonathan from office, and Obama wanted to remove Jonathan too. That was how the two forces formed against Jonathan. They became a match made in heaven or hell, depending on what you think. APC became the driving tool that Obama was going to use. That was how APC's campaign became stronger and stronger. There were even some reports that David Axelrod, Obama's political analyst, who is best known for using propaganda to market his candidate, was the man behind APC's propaganda against Jonathan.
They have hired people from all over the world, and those of you in the social media telling all kinds of lies.
Yes, they hired people from all around the world. They did it so well that even most members of Jonathan's party joined APC. You might be wondering, how did it get to this point? And why was Obama so interested in what happens with Nigeria's anti-gay law? It was because gay rights has always been a big part of Obama's campaign.
I believe that gay couples deserve the same legal rights as every other couple in this country. Our journey is not complete until our gay brothers and sisters are treated like anyone else under the law. For if we are truly created equal.
It's a victory for gay and lesbian couples who have fought so long for their basic civil rights.
Obama is the first American president to support same-sex marriage, and he wanted to make the whole countries of the world do the same, so that it will look like a normal thing and become globally accepted in the name of human rights. He even promised to protect gays all over the world.
To those who face violence and intimidation every single day, and who live under governments that have made the existence of anybody who's LGBT illegal, we need to send a message to those folks. I want them to hear from the President of the United States. We believe in your dignity and your equality, and the United States stands with you.
Maybe you have to listen to that again. He said, those who face violations and intimidations every single day, and who live under government that had made the existence of anybody who is LGBT illegal, We need to send a message to those folks. I want them to hear from the President of the United States. We believe in your dignity and your equality, and the United States stands with you. According to the New York Times, the gay vote was crucial in Obama's re-election in 2012. Most gays in the United States voted for Obama because of the voice and support he gave to the community. And CNN also reported that the LGBT community not only made the difference in 2012 by trooping out to vote for Obama, they were also his top donors. So the people that made the most donations to support Obama's 2012 campaign were the gays in the United States and all over the world. So when Jonathan signed this anti-gay law, he touched the bad side of Obama.
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming. If a foreign country, whether African country or even America or any other country, interferes with our own elections, we should mention it.
The next thing that happened was that Obama indirectly stopped recognizing Jonathan as president. He even sent the then United States Secretary of State, John Kerry, to Nigeria on the eve of the election, which many saw as an improper move because John Kerry, as an official of the American government, flew down to Nigeria less than 2 months to the election, met shortly with Jonathan, and went to have a private meeting with Buhari. Even though Buhari was not a government official as at then, but was just an opposition candidate. An American official coming to Nigeria to meet an opposition candidate 2 months to the election, that tells you something.
Sending that person to Nigeria at the eve of election, after Obama even issued a statement directing Nigerians to vote for the next chapter, that tells you something. And we should not sweep these things under the carpet.
Aside all this, there were even some reports that 12 northern governors were invited to the United States for a private meeting in the White House. All these events leading to the election made it obvious that Jonathan's days as president was over. No wonder he made that call to Buhari, conceding defeat even before the results were fully announced. The election was over even before it was conducted.
And by this time, then of course already I've considered defeat to the president, so that was completely over. And I knew why I considered defeat, because I was more interested in the country than myself, which I advised every politician to be more interested in the country than themselves. Without a country, there will be no president. So